following the word mirror, we can know how the church should be run. You should know how your Christian life should be, how your marriage life should be. This guy went into idolatry. Read, let's take a few more verses. Yet God sent prophets to them to bring them again to him. And they testified against them, but they will not give ear. They won't listen. He sent prophet because before God judges, God will warn. He sent prophet to turn them back. They won't listen. And the next thing, and the Spirit of the Lord came upon Zechariah, the son of Jehoiada. Look at his mentor. Now, another leader emerges that is the mentor's son. Now, when he was being mentored, he watched this boy grow up, small boy, growing up. Now, the hand of God comes upon him, he becomes a minister, and he stood above the people and said unto the people, thus said the Lord, why transgress ye my commandments? That for now you cannot prosper, because you have forsaken the Lord, he has forsaken you. Do you know what Joash did? He got people to stone this boy and they killed him. Go and watch. If you read the rest of the story, you see how he died. How he died a miserable death. Somebody that started well. Yeah, and they conspired against him and stoned him with stone at the command of the king. The king was the one that commanded in the court of the house of the Lord. He killed him. But before he died, he said something that God would judge this thing. Go ahead. And thus Joash the king remembered not the kindness of Jehoiada, his father, that his father had done to him, but slew his son. And when he died, he said, the Lord look upon it and require it and judge. He forgot that this guy you are killing, if you hear stories sometimes of what God's people have done, which is why the Bible said, the righteous man lays inheritance for his children's children. If God helps you, do it while you are alive. Look at what happened to Gideon after fighting for Israel. The people turned and killed his 70 sons. But the consequences followed Israel for years. Why are human beings like this? Why are we like this? Why is it that people that have been used to bless us, used to affect our life, after a while we forget? The same way we forget God, we forget the people he has used to be a blessing to us. Hey, Lord. Okay. I will do something now. I just want you to see the power of righteous legacy. Just follow me and see this. Let's just look at this. I want you to see. I would have loved to stay a little here, but I need to show you something. Second Kings chapter 18 verse 3. All through the Bible, you will see this thing, especially in the book of Kings. You will keep seeing this. Is recorded so many times. Chapter 18 verse 3. This is another king. Pick verse 2 so that we'll pick his name. Verse 1, let's pick his name. Okay, it came to pass in the third year of Hosea, the king of Israel, Hezekiah, this is Hezekiah that we're dealing with, the son of Ahaz, king of Judah, began to reign. So go back to verse 3. He did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, according to what? All that David, his father. What you are doing now, your children will repeat it. If you choose to serve, be worldly, be wayward, and be jumping around with all the women in Lagos, remember, your own son is going to take you to another level. How many women did David go for? It was just Bathsheba. How many did Solomon go for? 1,000. So look at righteous legacy. He did what was right. His immediate father didn't quite do well, but he had a predecessor, David, that laid a righteous foundation. And because he heard that story, he chose to follow that. Probably as a wise man, he has seen the damages his father's life caused. Hezekiah was righteous because of David's influence. You see why my prayer today and my major call today, I'm calling for people that will consecrate their life to raise righteous pillars for this generation. In the workplace, we need you as a Daniel. In that place, we need you as a Joseph. In your street, we need you to rise up. Just one man with God is the majority. Your life will influence thousands and millions to turn to righteousness. One man with God is the majority. One man that has courage to do what is right. It takes courage because they will criticize you. They will laugh at you. You might get persecuted initially, but you give enough time, they will see the difference. The difference will be clear. It will be like day and night. You will so prosper. God will have so promoted you like he did for Joseph or Daniel, and then they will start realizing. 2 Kings 14 verse 3. And he did what was right in the sight of the Lord, yet not like David his father. He did according to all the things as Joash his father what did. This thing puts a heavy responsibility on us at the family level, in spiritual leadership, in everywhere where you are a leader. The people are going to follow your example. Chapter 15 verse 3. It's another king. He did that which was right in the sight of the Lord according to all that his father Amaziah has done. Chapter 15 verse 34. I believe you've got the gist. He did that which was right in the sight of the Lord. He did according to all that his father Uzziah has done. Everybody that got it right. Do you know what the Bible said? They followed their father's example. Then all the ones that did evil, they were more in number than the ones that did right. The Bible said they followed their father's example. And there arose another generation. What could have changed the tide for that next generation? One person that would have modeled back righteousness the way Moses, Joshua did. That was Joshua's biggest failure, not raising for them a righteous leader. Because everything rises and falls on leadership. No matter how much I serve God now and I live and not replace myself, I will have cheated a generation after. The generation that walked with me, who followed me directly, might go all the way and serve God until it gets to our children. You know what this means, Pastor Sarah? Where our biggest challenge will be, Dominion City, is this so-called teenagers and children's church now. That place is where the future is. You see, all these ones, they might serve God because God has raised for them. And after you learn all this, what happens to your kids? But you know what is going to happen to your boy? What you are doing now. If you can pass it down at home, start a church at home. At least once a week, which is not enough. If you can, everyday service. Let it just be 30-minute service. You study the Bible. But beyond studying with your children, leave this thing. Let them watch. Live this life. Let them watch you a tither. Let them watch you that you don't play with the things of God. Let them watch you be a husband of one wife. Let them watch you love your wife. Let them watch you live a life of integrity. You have saved those children and you have given them the most important thing they need to succeed in life. Of course, it's after this moral foundation, education becomes the second thing that they need. And then they will have wealth. Like the Bible said at the beginning, wealth and riches will be found in their house. You will raise a generation that will make what you achieve like nothing. You will sit back in your latter years and look at the exploits your children are doing. Taking it back to first generation. No pastor. Personal holiness and godliness is not private. It has generational consequences. But a life of ungodliness, sin, has consequences. You think you're doing that thing privately? You think it's a private thing? I don't know if you were there the day Adam ate the fruit, but you can see the consequences. Or every time you see a woman crying in a maternity womb that she's giving birth. Were you there the day Mother Eve ate that thing? But you can see the consequences. I made up my mind. I gave them headache. You see, some of these ones you are discipling and following up. Sometimes they won't come to church. You go again. You don't know who that man is. It might be the next Billy Graham. It might be the next Pastor Adeboye. It might be the next Bishop Oyedepo. You don't know who he is. Pay the price. Pray for him. Bind that devil that is distracting him. And finally, you will see. The seed of the righteous shall be mighty upon the earth.